Well, my mic, play with the mic settings in the preprocessor again, and I'm thinking this should sound good to you. I don't know. I guess you can let me know. But I did kind of hear what some of y'all were saying and listen to my videos today. I was like, yeah, or yesterday I was like, yeah, I can't hear my little. Does sound a little bit off, and whatever. So I think I got that squared away. I'm reading this article from Zero Hedge. Bitcoin or Ethereum flash crashes to $13. So I want to show you this screenshot. This is now. Keep in mind, this is the Coinbase exchange only. No other exchange saw this. And I went to Coinbase a little earlier, and it was like, it's down. Like, we're doing maintenance stuff. You can't do this, can't do that. Right here, 13 bucks. See it? Days range, $13 to $3.52. However, if you look, for example, that 9K, 06. Normally, like down here, you'll see the kind of volume that's happening. So this is like 9,000, essentially orders or not necessarily orders, but Ethereum or what have you being sold or bought, or in this case bought, because it's a green bar. I don't know how good you can tell, but like right here, these are red, red, red. All this is red, and then we have two greens, a red, a green, a red. So essentially, this is like selling, pushing the price down or whatever, and this is big buy orders coming in, the greens. So, not sure what happened here, but I'm telling myself, are you telling me that a whole bunch of Ethereum were sold off because Coinbase, essentially the exchange, couldn't handle what was happening, because that was that as you're about to hear from me read you, and they essentially stopped trading and shut it down. So either A, this is a glitch, which I don't think it is, or it's real, because as soon as it came back, and they didn't necessarily shut it down, I guess, here, because this is 1 minute later. See, 5:15:30, which is 3:30, 3:31, 3:32, 3:33, 3:34, right? Talking about time. So next thing we got here is 3:52. It hasn't been back online since 3:52. So there was obviously something going on. They shut it down. But I looked at Kraken, and you don't see that ever happening. You see some lows here of 288, 287, whatever. It's back up to 309 right now as I'm speaking. So it was, again, it was just the exchange for whatever reason. Probably overloaded, because again, when I read the site, it appeared that they had some major issues. So I'm thinking to myself, hey, that the Webbot Bitcoin reports have been talking about the summertime on through towards the end of the year, but not necessarily at the end of the year, but starting in summer, you're going to see overloading of exchanges, bottlenecks, and as he said, Cliff High in his report, they'll get through all these issues, bugs and problems, and fix that so that doesn't happen again. Juice up the exchanges, so to speak, so they can handle the bandwidth, handle the orders coming in. They're gonna figure it all out, and it'll be off to the races. And then, like, come next year, solid performance no matter what. So I've noticed something today. A lot of people, I tried to get in on the status ICO and I couldn't. And I'm hearing now that it was massively delayed. The transaction logs were so long that some of them were starting to fill. And it looks like some of their Ethereum left my Ether wallet, that website. And last they checked, it's not there. So they're waiting on confirmation. Hey, did we get in on the status ICO? And maybe some people did. Maybe you thought you didn't, but you did get in on it. So over the next day, I'd say these backlogs should be cleared up. And part of the problem was status, the way it was designed, some kind of, I don't know if you want to call it a bug or just a bad design flaw kind of a thing, did not help this matter at all as far as the backlog. But again, You live and you learn. Doesn't mean the coin sucks. So if you try to get in on it, watch your coins where you were at, such as my Ether wallet or wherever you tried to do that transaction. If you were one of the people who tried to get in on status, and maybe by tomorrow, which by the time you're seeing this is tomorrow, check and see, hey, did it go through? And then, of course, you're going to have to wait for the status coin to get to you. And I'm not sure how long that takes. But anyways, so this is Zero Hedge. I'm going to cover it. Got to keep it real. Ethereum flash crashes massive 96%. Ethereum suffered dramatic losses on Wednesday, sliding from $360 to $260 before rebounding, in the process experiencing what appears to have been its first flash crash when it plunged by 96% from $315 to $13 on massive volume before rebounding. Whoa. How could it possibly go that low is what I'm saying. Who would dare have an order placed that would allow it to go that far? I'll tell you how it happened, in my opinion. People need to learn. And that's the thing. You got all these newbies coming in who've never traded anything in their life, and they're getting in on this stuff. They don't know what they're doing. And they go in and put not a limit order like they should, but they put in a market order. For example, limit order is, I've got some Ethereum and I'm willing to sell at $355. I've got 10 of them and I want to sell all 10 for no less than $355. I'm going to put in a limit order for $355. How many coins? 10. Submit. It will not sell. My orders will not fill and be sold unless someone's willing to pay $355 for each of them. And it could be multiple people buying a piece of it. 2 from this guy, 3 from that guy, 5 from that guy, until the whole order fills. But if you set this to market, I want to do a sell order, right? And you're not selling at limit, you're doing a sell order of your Ethereum at market. You have it set to do market instead of limit. You're essentially saying whatever the last or trade is or whatever, that's where I want to sell at. And wherever the last one before that is, like if you're doing multiple trades, it's whatever the current market price that's happening right now. So if there's a massive sell-off and nobody's selling all of a sudden because this massive volume hits for whatever reason, or the exchange has an issue, I'm not sure. But it got down to $13 before some buyers showed up, and you had your set to sell order, your bunch of sell orders at market. Now, we may find out, like maybe, again, today as you're reading this today, which for me is tomorrow, that even though it showed that, it didn't really happen, exchange problem, we'll see. According to that, it looks like it happened. And instantly rebounded back to right where it left off. Isn't that amazing? So, over the past 24 hours, there were several warnings about unstable operation in the Ethereum network, such as this one from the BTC-E exchange. They said, due to the unstable operation of the Ethereum network, due to the network load, the Ethereum withdrawals is temporarily unavailable. According to one explanation posted on the Ethereum Reddit, the reason was an ICO, or initial coin offering, gone very wrong. As user Emancipator explained around noontime, or shortly before the selling onslaught began, the catalyst for the selling was the badly designed status ICO. And here are the details. I assume that, unlike all the price discussion here, which is totally off topic, you are referring to the transaction issues which have led several exchanges to pause Ethereum withdrawals. Here's what happened. The badly designed status ICO clogged up the network yesterday with a huge number of high gas fee transactions, most of which are failing, but still filling up the blocks and preventing normal transactions from getting in. In addition, Dwarf Pool, which is one of these mining sites, right? And perhaps other pools have set bad defaults on their client software that both actually cost themselves money and also prevent the network from automatically adapting to larger gas volumes the way it's supposed to. Furthermore, evidence is accumulating that F2 Pool was actively manipulating transactions bound for the status ICO, which they participated in themselves, exacerbating the problem. Experts explained weeks ago that bad ICO designs are vulnerable to such attacks. But this appears to be the first time in which it was actually executed in the wild. So now, even though the status ICO is over, there is still a huge number of transactions clogging up the network, and the only way to get transactions in is to pay huge fees, which most of the exchanges probably don't want to do. Until it clears out, people are going to be missing ENS auctions, unable to withdraw from many wallets and exchanges, etc., etc., etc. Or as he summarized, badly designed ICOs plus selfish and foolish miners equals major delays and maybe even substantial losses for everyone else. Judging by the ensuing flash crash, again, it was just Coinbase flash crash, this was an accurate assessment. The good news for Ethereum fans is that once the backlog of transactions clear up, the crypto should resume its previous ways. So that's Zero Hedge's covering of that. So yeah, again, this was in the Webbot report. You're going to see exchanges overloaded, problems, network issues, bogging down. Expect it. It's going to happen over summer. Get ready for it. We just got to witness it live. And again, if I go there right now, Coinbase, Ethereum buys and sells are offline. Buys and sells for Ethereum are offline while we work to resolve an issue. Bitcoin and Litecoin buys and sells remain functional. So you can still get in there and I guess deal with Bitcoin. So that's interesting, but nonetheless, this is what happens when everybody and their mother wants in on an ICO, initial coin offering. And there's other ones coming out literally. I got people emailing me daily. Joe, check this one out. What do you think, man? Joe, check this one out. What do you think about that one? Hey, man, check this one out. A lot of times I can't even reply. Well, you know, it's not in the Webbot report. I don't know if I want to touch it. Yeah, you know, it's not in the Webbot report. I don't know if I want to touch it. But here's the bottom line in all truthness, or in all truthfulness. It may not be in the Webbot report. And it still may end up being doing very well. But since the Webbot has been very accurate with these things, and it said look out for bogged down exchanges and problems and all that stuff coming this summer, and here it is, right on schedule, like it said, and it's tracked all the movement of these cryptos for the most part, you know, Bitcoin, Ethereum, nailed the pricing, and he warned us, look out for the fake ICOs, the fake coins. They're going to be coming out. They're going to be coming out. And people are going to lose money because they're going to put into it, and it seems real. It's a real transaction. And then all of a sudden, yeah, we decided not to do the project, or they never really decided altogether. So, you know, we reserve the right to keep all the Ethereum he gave us and not give it back, which again there'd be some legal issues with that. But are you going to want to fight legal issues? I go to Bittrex, BITTREX, 2 T's.com. I got an account there too. But as soon as you go in there, it shows you all the coins, like what's happening right now. So you can click sort by like what's increased the most. You know, like, oh, cannabis coin is up 100% today, and such coin is up 87%. Whoa. But I'll watch that, and then I'll see like the next day or two, I don't see those coins anywhere. They're no longer on the front page. It's like, okay, so if someone got in there and wanted to write it up and got stuck, you're stuck, and you have to wait for hopefully someone to come back in and pump and dump it. But the interesting thing seems like it just like a clock, you know, goes around and around. Like if you do find yourself stuck in one of these coins, just hang on for a little while. Someone's gonna be back to pump and dump again, and you'll write it back up the next time. So it's like, again, it's like all these different choices, coins and tokens and all that stuff, and you almost can't lose right now. But he is warning us, Cliff I, The data in the web audit is showing there are going to be people who get scammed. But remember the first report he put out on this, on the crypto stuff he was talking about. People are going to become rich. People are going to become made men and women by playing these cryptos, while simultaneously some will lose. $13 Ethereum with that volume again. Take a look at that. Volume was about 9,000 Ethereum coins, ranging from looks like, well, yeah, it basically wrote it all the way down to $13. So I don't know exactly how many of those were, somewhere in between, you could say. But it looked like a bunch of buying happened on that one when it was 13. So again, for every winner, there's a loser. For every loser, there's a winner. But that's how it is anywhere, right? That's how it is anywhere. I got people commenting and emailing me. Yeah, that $93,000 you took from somebody else. That's their loss now. No, I sold off when it was 3-1. And later that day, after I'd been sold off, it went to 2-1. They could have sold off too and made a profit on what I sold. And if you take something that's 3-1 and turn it into 2-1, that's a large profit, mind you, right? That's a big profit, 3-1 to 2-1. So, and I said, well, if I go and buy a stock and I sit on it for a while, it gains value, I sell it to somebody, taking a nice profit, and they bought it from me. Essentially, you're trying to tell me that because I got so much profit, they just took my loss, basically. I'm selling it to them. Now it's a loss because they bought it at this high price. Okay, but then they sit on it, and it goes higher, and then they sell it. So then what? Are they a schmuck? That's how all markets work. There's buyers and sellers constantly. This is nonsense. This is the most stupid thing I've heard. Dumb. You took their money. Yeah, I did. I did take their money. And they could have did the same thing I did just a few hours later and flipped it 2-1 instead of 3-1 when they got it from me. Whoever the heck these people were, right? I don't know who they are. I'm just placing orders. So again, nothing to worry about other than waiting for my Ether wallet and Ether Delta. If you got coins in Ether Delta, you're going to be waiting a while before those things can get finally transferred. And I tried to transfer them out and click on this. Sorry, there's no transaction. Refresh. Sorry, there's no transaction. Like, did it happen? But I just don't see it. Might have to do this over again. No idea. But over the next day or so, all that should be cleared up. The transaction backlog should be back to normal. And then you should be able to log in and say, okay, either I move my coins out and there they are. Sure enough, thank God they're there. Or never move them out. They're still in that spot. Perfect. In that exchange, I'm happy. One way or the other, they're either sent where you sent them and you're getting back what you should be getting back, as in if you got it on an ICO, or they were sitting there and you don't care anyways. Maybe you're trying to transfer them out and it keeps telling you, sorry, I can't do that right now. Transfer it out. Sorry, I can't do that right now because of the backlog. So I'm almost, realizing right now, I'm realizing, oh, you got a Coinbase account, you've got a such and such account. And when these ICOs come online, it's like my Ether wallet and a couple other places you can actually do these coin offerings on. So you can't do those on Coinbase. You can't do those on Kraken. You can't do those on Gemini. You only do them on these specific type of wallet sites, such as my Ether wallet. So if there's a few of them, you may want to say, let me put like 10 Ethereum over there on that one. I'll keep 10 on my Exodus wallet, and I'm going to put 10 in the such and such exchange. That way, should one of those be overloaded when you're trying to get in on an ICO, you should be able to move some funds around to do so. However, if there's a massive flooding of people all over this all of a sudden, even transferring it from your wallet to somewhere else is probably going to be stuck. So it's like you almost got to be on the right exchange and hope, pray, cross your fingers that you got in and it worked. And then when the dust settles and the bogged down nonsense stops and everything's caught up, Did I win or did I lose? Did I get it or did not? One way or the other, you'll find out. Take care.